What's up, Browns fans, and welcome to Dawg Check. I'm Brian Skowronski, that's Grayson Murray, and with training camp coming up for what I think is probably the most intriguing season of Browns football in recent memory, we have a lot to talk about. What are you most excited for, Mr. Murray, just in general? We got a new head coach, a lot of new shiny moving pieces and parts. Our general manager is making all sorts of moves. What do you want to see most coming up here in a week?
I'm excited to see all our weapons. We could list these for hours. We got Odell, Jarvis, Baker, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, David Njoku, Callaway, Higgins. We could go on, right? Even just one at a time, I'd love to see them at training camp out there and doing their thing.
And what I'm excited to see, you talked about all the different guys and all the different personalities too, Grayson, and especially throw Baker Mayfield into that mix. How is Freddie Kitchens going to handle this? Everything that I've seen from him so far, I love the way that he talks, I love the way that he looks on camera, but how do you go about managing the expectations now that they have to be watching ESPN? And they're talking about us almost every single day, no matter where you look, there are real expectations for this team.
Absolutely. I love Kitchens because I think that he has good rapport with the players, but at the same time, I don't think he's trying to be their friend. You know, kind of like Hugh Jackson, remember that?
Yeah,
that did not work out well, there was no discipline on the team. And even in like the building the Browns specials and stuff, I've seen him get under some players before. So even though he has good rapport, he's going to push them to do their best. It's unusual to have this high of expectations for a Browns team. I don't remember the last time that we've been so excited for one, but we deserve it, you know.
Another thing that I would say is pretty unusual, if you look at the position battles on the team, there's really not any. On the offensive side, maybe at the right guard position, and then we talked about off camera, maybe the safety position. But really, other than that, dude, we have like some bona fide starters and some dudes that already know that they're going to get some playing time. It's crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, we could pretty much name their depth chart right now. There's not really a lot of question marks, and this is the first time we've been in that position for years.
So of the position battles that we were talking about, safety, I think probably the most intriguing one. When you get a guy like Odell Beckham Jr., of course, you're going to have to give up some parts like we did moving Jabril Peppers. So there's a vacant spot there. Who, in your opinion, would you like to see step up and ultimately win that job?
I think it's Morgan Burnett we got it from Pittsburgh. He slowed down last season, but at the same time, they had him playing this weird hybrid dime linebacker role. Moving him back to the strong safety role, even though, he's in his 30s now and he is not in his prime, I still think that we can get a little out of him. Maybe we can utilize him in a way that Pittsburgh didn't last year.
A couple other guys to look at, probably Jermaine Whitehead, Sheldon Redwine, I'm told, are going to be the couple of other guys competing for that job. So we'll see if some rookies can step up. And speaking of rookies, unlike previous seasons where we've had the first-round picks and we've had a lot of first-round talent coming in, didn't have a first-round draft pick this year, but we got Odell Beckham Jr. instead, so an upgrade, I would say there. Of the guys that we have of the 2019 class, though, who are you most excited to see? Who do you want to see step up and do some things in the preseason?
I think the obvious answer, and I don't mean to cop out, is Greedy, because Greedy is the one who's going to be starting, or who we're assuming is going to be starting. The other guys, Sione Takitaki, Mac Wilson, I'm excited for those guys too, but those guys are depth players as of right now. Greedy is who we really need to step up and just ease into his role as potentially the starting other corner besides Ward.
I just hope that Taki lives up to the expectations that at least the Browns have set for him, because it's just fun to say that name, Grayson. It's one of my favorite snacks out there. If you guys have tried those fiery snacks, they're a little bit hot in your mouth, but that's kind of how he plays too. He's one of those fiery guys. He doesn't make the interceptions or the fumbles or anything, but he's always at the ball from what they said, looking at him on tape. So I just hope a guy named Taki can be the rookie that steps up and plays well for us in the preseason. And that's one area where I feel like probably the Browns need some depth is at the linebacker position. So I'm rooting for that kid.
Absolutely.
All right. NFL players always go crazy over these Madden ratings. And if you've been watching sports news over the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of players that are either pretty satisfied and humbled at where they are rated, and then some other players that really lose their minds when they say, what are you talking about that I'm only rated that? So I'm going to go through the list of some Browns players and their overall Madden rating, and you tell me if you feel like they're where they should be, maybe it's too high or maybe a little bit too low. Let's start with our highest rated player, Odell Beckham Jr. He is a 96 overall.
I think that's fair. I think that one's fair.
Is this the most talented player that the Browns have had, period, since we've come back in 1999? Because it feels to me, even though he hasn't played a single down for us, like we finally got like a megastar.
Yeah, no, I agree. We had Peyton Hillis the one year, he was amazing. We had Josh Cribbs for all those years, that was great. But this guy, this is somebody who we can count on. We can welcome. Not that Josh Cribbs wasn't, but some like Josh Gordon, Peyton Hillis in the past have really let us down. Odell, I feel, is someone we can be comfortable with and just kind of enjoy him. We finally got that player.
All right, Myles Garrett is a 91 overall heading into his third season.
I think Myles could be a little higher. I really do. I think he's already one of the top 5 best pass rushers in the league. And if you sort on EA Sports' website, there's a lot of defensive ends that are higher than him who I don't think deserve to be higher than him.
Did you see that video that they posted of him doing the box jumps, holding like the 40-pound weights and stuff?
He's built like a superhero, like a Marvel character.
He almost is.
Like, I can't believe him and we are the same species.
It doesn't make sense. Not to me either. Kareem Hunt, who we won't see for the first 8 weeks, but we have obviously huge expectations for when he comes back. He's rated a 90 overall.
Based on what he did in Kansas City, I think that's fair as well.
Denzel Ward only played 1 season in the NFL. Pretty damn good season, though. 88 overall.
I feel like that's fair. He deserves that.
Joel Bitonio, 87.
He deserves that as well.
Up-and-coming guy. Demarius Randall is an 86.
I know on the Browns website, they had an interview with Demarius Randall. He was not happy at all with the 86. He thought it'd at least be an 89. So I know he's not happy. I think maybe another season, just like he had last year, maybe that rating will boost next year.
Baker Mayfield, 83 overall.
First of all, I'd like to point out, that even though Odell is the superstar we want, I also value Baker that high as well. So I didn't mean to take away from Baker earlier. I do think that his rating should be higher because you saw he did whatever he wanted to at the end of last year. And I do think maybe it's low because he's a rookie and EA Sports didn't want to get too high on him, but I think maybe an 85 or an 86 would have been more fair than 83.
Bro, I'm 100% with you. You might even go a little bit higher, at least in my book, from my standard of what I know of Baker Mayfield. And I don't know if the Madden ratings factor in leadership, but if he's not like a 97, 98, 99 guy in that department, then y'all ain't watching him correctly.
Right.
Ogunjobi is 77.
Even last year I said you got to watch Larry Ogunjobi. I think he's Pro Bowl worthy. I really do. I think he's that good. Browns fans know the guy's in on every play. All the guy does is they send him out there and he makes plays. So I think that he deserves maybe an 82 as well.
I'm with you. That, to me, I think we both agree. He's like the lowest rated guy in terms of we thought that he probably should have been up about 5 ticks or so. Christian Kirksey, to me, that this actually might be the one that I think is very undervalued. A 75. It seems to me like he makes a lot of plays and he's around the ball a lot. 75 overall.
I mean, he's been in the league for, was this his 5th season? I do think that he should be getting a little bit more respect than that, Maybe not in 80s, but maybe like a 79 or something, at the 78, 79 at the least. I feel like his rating's low.
Last guy we'll talk about, Joe Schobert, 79.
I'm not quite sure on this one. I know he struggles with tackling, but still, I mean, the guy's kind of the quarterback of our defense at this point, so kind of expected at least like an 81. What do you think?
I think at least his speed and awareness should be very, very high. Some of his other skill set still coming along, but like you said, maybe just a skosh higher. As far as me and Grayson go for the first episode of the Dawg Check, I'd say we're at least a 90 overall, and it's just going to keep going up from there. Keep with us throughout this season as training camp gets rolling along, and certainly when the Browns season gets started, be with us right here on the Dawg Check!